Good morning again, grade 7. We are now in the continuation of the topic, and we are in the levels of biological organization. What's the levels of biological organization, and why do we need to know them? Okay, so the levels of biological organization is talking about life. Okay, the organization of life. Biological, bio means life. Okay, plants and animals, like all living things, have the characteristic of life. Correct. Okay, all living things are organized, grow and develop, reproduce, respond, and maintain certain internal conditions and use energy. Non-living things, okay, might have some of these characteristics, but they do not have all of them. Okay, books might be organized into chapters. Okay, like use energy. However, only those things that have all the characteristic of life are considered as a living thing or living. Things that have all the characteristic of life are called organisms. Okay. Major classification of organisms. Okay, we have two major classifications. Let's start with prokaryotes. Okay. Prokaryotes, these are organisms that has primitive type of cell. We say primitive, karaan, old-fashioned. Prokaryotes came from both Greek and Latin word. Pro means before, before, and karyon means nucleus. Okay, these organisms don't have nuclear membrane, which makes the nucleus. Okay, since they don't have the nuclear membrane that covers the nucleus, they don't have nucleus. Okay, instead they have nucleoid, a scattered nucleus. It looks like a nucleus, but it is scattered because because of the absence of the nuclear membrane. There's no nuclear membrane that covers it. Okay. Nucleoid, an irregularly shaped region within the prokaryotic cell that contains all or most of the genetic material. Okay. Examples of these organisms are bacteria. Okay, you cannot see actually a nucleus in a bacteria because it has nucleoid instead. Amoeba. Okay, and etc. These are single-celled organisms, and of course, they're considered as prokaryotes. Okay, let's move now to eukaryotes. Do you have any questions so far with prokaryotes?
No.
No.
Okay, prokaryotes or prokaryotic cell or prokaryotic organism, they're the same. Eukaryotes. Let's take a look at the eukaryotes. Okay, these are organisms that has true nucleus. When say true nucleus, it has a nuclear membrane. Okay, it has something that covers up the nucleus. That's the nuclear membrane. Okay, these are organisms that has true nucleus. Eukaryotes came from both Greek and Latin word means, which is io. Io means true, and karyon means nucleus. It has a true nucleus. These organisms have nuclear membrane or envelope covering a nucleus. Okay. Examples are animal and plant cells. It has a true nucleus. And of course, eukaryotes are multicellular organisms. They cannot be unicellular. Okay. Unicellular organisms. These are organisms which has only one cell, sometimes called single-celled organisms. Some of these organisms contain chlorophyll and perform photosynthesis. Some of the bacteria also can perform photosynthesis in the process. When we say unicellular, uni means one. This is a single-celled organism. They can actually live by itself. Okay, they can actually perform its metabolic processes by itself in a single cell. One good example is your bacteria, your amoeba. What else? Your zooplanktons. Okay. Multicellular organisms or multicellular organisms. These are organisms which are made of many eukaryotic cells, or it is clustered. When you say clustered, it is grouped. Okay, it cannot actually live by itself. It needs a help from each other. Okay, it is a multicellular organism. Multicellular organisms also, each type of cell in a multicellular organisms has a specific job that is important to the survival of organism. Like us, now we are considered as multicellular. We are composed of different cells. Our skin composed of different cells. What else? Our eyes, our muscles, our cardiac muscles, our liver, our lungs are considered as multicellular structure. It has a different what? Composed of different cells with a specific job. Okay? Cells. Cell is the basic unit of life. Correct. Because according to studies, according to the discovery of Robert Hooke, he actually discovered cell. He coined the term cell. But Anton van Leeuwenhoek saw that this cell, a live cell, has a lot of functions. Okay, a cell in a multicellular organism came from a fertilized egg. Cell division starts quickly after fertilization. Okay, the first cells can become any type of cell because of cell differentiation, such as muscle cell, nerve cell, or blood cells. The process by which cells become different types of cells from a single cell is called cell differentiation. Okay. Stem cells. These are unspecialized cells that are able to develop into many different cells. Stem cells. There are many stem cells in the embryos, but fewer in adult organism. This is because embryos are still developing and adults are now performing its metabolic processes. Okay. Adult stem cells are important for the cell repair and replacement. We are actually repaired. Our body repairs by itself through adult stem cells. Okay. Plants also have unspecialized cells similar to animal stem cells. These are grouped in areas in a plant called meristem or meristematic tissues or meristematic cells. Meristems are in different areas of plant, including tips of the roots or root apical meristem and in the stems. Okay. Cell division in meristems produces different types of plant cells with specialized structures and functions, such as transporting materials, making food, storing food, and protecting the plant. These cells might become parts of stems, leaves, flowers, or roots. Okay, meristems. Please take note of the terms. Right? Tissues. Tissues are groups of similar type of cells. If you're going to group similar cells, it actually forms a tissue in the process. Okay? Humans, like most of other animals, have four main types of tissues. Okay, we have four main types of tissues. We have muscle tissue or muscle tissues, connective tissue or connective tissues, nervous tissue or nervous tissues, and epithelial tissues or epithelial tissue. Okay, muscle tissue. This causes movement. Okay, remember that your muscle act as a motor. Okay, act as a conveyor. As a conveyor, it actually pulls, okay, your bones in order to create movement. Are you still with me?
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
I have no questions.
All right. Let's move now to connective tissue. The connective tissue provides structure and support and often connects other types of tissue together. We have a lot of connective tissues in our body, and it is actually generated or it is actually concentrated on bones, the areas where there is movements, and so on. Nervous tissue. This carries messages to and from the brain. Okay, nervous tissue, which includes your what? The nerves in your spine. What else? The nerves that generates reaction once you are touched, once you are electrocuted, it is actually activated. What else? once you are actually in harmful condition, you prick yourself with a needle, your nervous tissue reacts on it. Okay, that's how important your nervous tissue is. And this is actually one of the this is actually responsible for sensation, your senses. Epithelial tissue forms a protective layer or outer layer of the skin and the lining of the major organs in the internal body cavities. Okay, your organs is covered with epithelial tissue. Okay, your epidermis actually is one of the epithelial tissue. Okay, what else? This epithelial tissue, the function is for protection. It protects your internal organ. It protects your body. Okay, that's the main function of the epithelial tissue. Plants also, okay, have different types of tissues. These are the three main types of plant tissue. We have dermal, okay, vascular, and ground tissue. These are the three types, huh? Dermal, vascular, and ground tissue. Let's take a look at dermal. Dermal tissue provides protection and helps reduce water because remember that your plant uses a lot of water in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, it actually splits up water to use up with hydrogen and to give off oxygen. One good example is the waxy protection of some fruits and vegetables. Your apple, for example, okay, if you're going to check your apple, it has a waxy protection, but those are consumable. You can actually eat those. Okay, these waxy protection are called dermal tissue. Okay, how it is actually generated by a dermal tissue. Okay, that is the protection of your fruits and vegetables. How about vascular tissue? Vascular tissue transports water and nutrients from one part of the plant to another. Okay, we have xylem and phloem on the process. Those are vascular tissue. How about ground tissue? Ground tissue provides storage and supports and is where photosynthesis takes place. Okay, just like your leaves. Okay, what else? Some of the plants contain ground tissue on their roots. Some of the plants they store their food on their stem. Those are few ground tissue. Okay, organs. Okay, organs are groups of different tissues. Again, if you're going to group tissues, you can actually create or generate, or you can actually see organs. Organs are groups of different tissues, okay, working together to perform a particular job. Okay, plants also has organs. By the way, what are the organs of our body? We have heart. What else?
Brain.
Brain. What else?
Liver.
Liver. What else?
Kidney.
Kidneys. What else?
Brain.
Lungs. What else?
Esophagus.
Yes. What else? Pancreas. So those are few organs of our body.
Intestines.
All right. So again, plants also has its own organs. One good example is a leaf. If a leaf is an organ of a plant. Okay. Dermal tissue covers the outer surface of the leaf. A leaf is a vital organ because it contains ground tissue that produces food because photosynthesis happens in the leaf for the rest of the plant. Ground tissue is where photosynthesis takes place. Okay. The vascular tissue moves both produced by photosynthesis and water throughout the leaf and the rest of the plant. So meaning to say that a leaf is an organ. It composed of different tissues acting on it. Okay. Organ systems. Okay, what's with the organ systems? Now, if you group organs, okay, you can actually create organ systems. These are groups of different organs that work together to complete a series of tasks. Okay. Human organ systems can be made of different organs working together. Can you give me one? One organ system of our body. Can you give me one organ system of our body?
Nervous
Anybody?
system.
Nervous system, yes, correct. What else?
Skeletal system.
Skeletal system, yes, correct. What else?
Immune system.
Immune system, yes, correct. What else?
Respiratory system.
Respiratory system, correct. What else?
Digestive system.
Digestive system, because there are a lot of organs that working there with the digestive system. What else?
Urinary system.
Urinary system, correct. What else?
Circulatory system.
Circulatory system. So those are few organ systems in our body that working together. Okay. One good example is the digestive system. Okay, it is made of many organs, including stomach, small intestine, liver, and the large intestine. These organs and other all work together to break down food to cells and to take into the body. Okay. Plants also have two major organ systems, the shoot system and the root system. Okay. Shoot system includes leaves, stems, flowers. Okay. Food and water are transported throughout the plant by shoot system. How about root system? Root system provides anchorage or anchors the plant and takes in water and nutrients for the plants. Okay. For photosynthesis to happen, it needs a lot of water. Organism. Okay. Now, if we will actually group organ system, we can actually create organism. Okay. Multicellular organisms usually have many organ systems. These systems work together to carry out all the jobs needed for the survival of the organism. Okay. Hence, if you're going to look at the organism, okay, it is actually composed of a cell. If you're going to group cell, it actually forms a tissue. If you're going to group tissue, it actually forms organ. Okay. If we're going to group organ, it will actually form, or we can have organ system. And now if we're going to group organ system, we will have an organism. Okay. This will now become the component of biosphere. When you say biosphere, this is the layer, the only layer of the planet where life exists. Okay, because this layer of Earth is favorable to life. Oxygen is there, and of course, organisms can actually reproduce. Organisms can actually what? Can actually performs its metabolic processes. Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
No questions.
No.
All right. I think we had discussed a lot, and we had finished module 2 or module 1 rather, weeks 1 to 4. I'll be giving the coverage for the mastery tests in your advisor, hopefully, this afternoon. And this is one of our coverage. These are the coverage rather for your mastery test, for your second mastery test. All right. Take note that in your module, you can always download it. It is actually in your LMS. You can always download it, and those are considered as your notes. All right.
Okay.
Do you have any questions as of the moment?
No.
No.
All right. I think that'll do all for today, class. Please expect for a lot of upcoming activities. Okay, a lot of upcoming activities by next meeting and in the next sessions that we will have. Right? I
Do
think
we
that'll
have
do all for
activity
today, class.
today?
Yes. No, RJ. No. I'll
Okay.
be giving the activities by next meeting, hopefully. Okay. Again,
Okay.
please answer all your activities. Why? Because those are graded. I am now in the middle of checking all of those. And if you don't have the activity, then I will not give you grade. I'll mark you 0. As simple as that. All right, I think that'll do for today, class. Take care. Grade 7. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.